Hi Mustangs, this is Mr. Wormuth, and this is your rundown for Monday, April 20th for Honor 6. Alright, so on my list of things, the first one is there's 4 weeks remaining of school. Please make sure that you're completing everything and turning it in. I feel like most everybody has turned in their book choice for the reader's response. That's great. If you haven't, please submit your choice soon. The reader's response is due on Friday, May 15th. It's the last day of school. You can do that and submit it as soon as you're done. Maybe I'll start seeing a couple this week. That would be awesome. Just like with everything else, I'm going to try to get comments to you, give you a grade, and if you want to, fix your writing and resubmit for a better grade, you can. All right. I guess we should talk about Al Capone first. My internet's been really slow. I bet yours, has been slow too. So I have everything tabbed open here. The first thing is just, make sure that you know how to find the weekly assignments. I don't think it's so much a problem for your class, but other classes there's some kids they tell me they can't find it, but it's pretty easy. So if you go to modules, just like we use modules in class, find the week. This is week 15. There's week 15, and you click on that, and you should get a rundown of what you do for the week. So, let's see. The first thing is always check your dates. Again, if you're struggling on knowing what we're doing when or where the assignments are, if you're not sure what week it is, it's not a big deal. Just click on week 15 or 14 and look for the date right up here. It tells you the date, so that should help. How is Al Capone coming along? As of today, you should be through chapter 10. Hopefully the story is starting to get more interesting for you. The first 4 chapters or so is just kind of background and getting Moose connected to the island and comfortable with the island. And by the time you get through chapter 10, he's been to school and he's starting to make some friends, and you're starting to get the idea of what this world looks like and feels like, I hope. Today you do have a quick reading check over the first 10 chapters. So it's the same kind of deal. It's 5 minutes time or a 5-minute timed quiz, 5 questions. It's not meant to be hard. It's just meant to be something to kind of keep us moving in the same direction. The first timed quiz, the first reading check, last week's reading check, you averaged about 80%, 78, 80%, something like that. So as a class, that's really, really good. If for some reason you have not taken that quiz, you need to email me, get with me so we can make that happen for you. Okay? I may have mentioned this before, and I'm starting to put it into action now, but since we need more things to do than just read the story, and nothing heavy, we just need a few more activities here and there. I'm going to, for the next 4 weeks, just kind of focus on one topic, one simple review topic that was in the plans for regular school. So we're just doing a shorter version of those things. So you can see here where this paragraph, it tells us that, for these last 4 weeks, and they will come and go quickly, we're going to review 4 of our main areas of study for 6th grade. So pronouns and antecedents, that's one. That'll be this week. And then next week we'll look at pronoun antecedent agreement, subject-verb agreement in that 3rd week, and then capitalization for the 4th week, which I know you know how to capitalize stuff. But again, these are the things that we see over and over again on the testing, the iLearn testing, which we don't have, which is, not a bad side effect from this whole thing. But these are the things that you're expected to know going forward into 7th grade. So we'll spend a little time on that. Nothing heavy, just review stuff. So for today, you have a video that you can watch, Khan Academy. I know some of you don't like Khan Academy, but I like it. I think people do a really, really good job. They have some fun examples, and their explanations are thorough, and they're pretty quick. So what is a pronoun? Easy, 4 minutes long probably, and that's that. Make sure that you're using your reading guides. Click here if you need the reading guide. It's also available under week 15 under modules. So let's see what it says. See where it takes us. For today, you're through chapter 10. For Tuesday, through chapter 12. Wednesday, we don't meet. chapter 13, 15 for Thursday, 17. So you should be through chapter 17 for Friday. Okay? So read hard this week. If you enjoy the story, which I think a lot of you are, I've gotten some good feedback so far, and I know that Haven's done. So maybe she's the one that can give us kind of a feeling. If you want to reach out to Haven and say, hey, what'd you think of it? Is it worth reading? She'll probably say yeah, because she was looking at the next couple books in the series. All right, so Blue Day. I went ahead and linked for you Quizlet, so you can go ahead and look at the routes, study the route list. You can play the games on there. It's list 4A. It's not necessarily an assignment to go to Quizlet and play the games, but I think it's good that we start looking at those routes. And that's something that I can include maybe next week on a longer reading check, quiz, whatever you want to call it. We'll still keep the 5 questions about Al Capone there, but maybe I can throw in a few questions, easy questions about the routes, matching or something. I don't know. Again, it's normal for us, just normal stuff that we would do. So list 4A, you can click here on Quizlet, and it should take you right to that list. Okay. If you haven't submitted your book for reader's response, please do that. That's another reminder here. The write-in is due on May 15th. The template is here. Follow the template if you have questions, obviously. And that's that. If you'd like, you can also watch this video here. This is a virtual tour through the famous Alcatraz of San Francisco. I was trying this morning to figure out how to get my pictures from my phone from when I went to Alcatraz a couple of years ago, and I haven't had any luck yet, but I'll figure it out eventually. So a lot of familiar things. This video, I forget how long it is, but when you click on it, you can zip through it as you want to. You take a ferry from the pier in San Francisco out to this island. I kind of think it's about a mile into the bay, a mile offshore. So it's rough, choppy water. It's kind of cold out there. You ride the boat to the island, get off on the island, and you can stay all day. That's one thing that was really kind of cool about Alcatraz. There are ferries running back and forth. So you pay for the trip out and a return trip, but the ferries are running all the time. It's a big tourist attraction. It's a huge thing. We had to buy our tickets months in advance in order to guarantee a spot for our vacation to California a couple of years ago. So you'll see lots of people in the pictures. And you can do a couple of different things. You can just kind of wander as you want and see things. There's lots of plaques and stuff that you can read and tells you what's going on. We followed a guy that was doing an outdoor tour to the top of the hill that's on the island, and that's where the cell house is. And then you would put on earphones and listen to a radio or a digital, almost like a podcast or something, as you walk through the jailhouse. And as you walk to different spots, it tells you this is what happened here. Look to your right, look to your left, look up and down. And as you move to different parts, it like triggers the next part of the tour. It's really pretty cool. So I will try to find those pictures and get them shared with you. But this is a really good one. If you want to watch this, it's just someone that's kind of sharing their experience like I experienced too. Friday, April 24th. You should be through chapter 17. Keep reading it, obviously. Click here to make a quick blog posting about Moose in your reading this week. I'm not going to make you do a reading check every time we have a great day. That seems like too much. I just don't want to do it. But we can do those blog postings, the discussion. So click here, it takes you to the discussion, and you can add something. A lot of you have been doing really well with those. I'm just giving you 5 points for participating. Just do it, okay? Find something that you can say. It doesn't have to be just answering the questions I'm listing. It could be a question that you have. It could be anything. If you have questions, that's a great place to put them because then I can answer them. The language review for pronouns and antecedents. This is not something I'm going to take a grade on. It's just something that you can do as you have time. If you're done reading, you're bored. Some of you like IXL. I know you don't want to admit it, but you do. Z1 is identifying pronouns and their antecedents. And you know what? I bet this is something that we've done this year already. You can click on it, try to get to 90. If you want to brag, I put a brag board here. You can click here, and you can say, whoa, I got 100 points. Look at me. But don't lie. Be real. Tell us what you got. Going forward, you'll have a new reading guide for Al Capone. So that means you'll need to click here at the bottom where it says click here. It's part 2. So we've been reading for 2 weeks up to this point, and then next week, that'll be this is the halfway point. Next week, you'll have a brand new reading guide. So it says, just to give you the heads up, chapter 23. So on Wednesday next week, April 29th, when I see you again, I'll remind you on Monday, but Wednesday next week, you should be through chapter 23, and there'll be another reading check. And that reading check will have maybe a question about pronouns. I don't know. Maybe not I excel because, that's not our thing, but what is a pronoun? What's an antecedent? Pick the pronoun of the sentence, something like that. And then maybe a root question or two on there too. Again, just to make it more like what we're used to. So if you have questions, if you have problems, you need to reach out, please do so. Your class has been really, really great about asking questions and reaching out and communicating. If I'm having trouble finding someone or getting a hold of someone, I may ask you to reach out to them because sometimes you can get to those people faster than I can. So if you have questions, please ask. If you need anything, please ask. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.